The peaceful alien world of Solaris was a paradise. Its lush landscapes stretched across vast, vibrant fields, and the sky was always a brilliant shade of blue. It was a place where people lived in harmony with nature, using advanced technology only to enhance their way of life. But this peaceful existence was shattered in an instant. One fateful day, the tranquility of Solaris was interrupted by the roar of distant engines. The skies darkened as massive alien warships, hidden by sophisticated cloaking devices, appeared out of nowhere. They descended rapidly, cutting through the atmosphere with terrifying precision. The people of Solaris were caught off guard. They had never faced a threat like this. The invaders were a technologically advanced race known as the Zorathians, infamous for their ruthless conquests across the galaxy. The Zorathians had one goal: to capture an alien girl named Elira, a symbol of Solaris culture and the last heir to the planet's ancient lineage. She held a unique power, a mysterious ability that her people believed could restore balance to the galaxy. The Zorathians knew this, and they planned to use her as leverage in their quest for dominance. In a swift, coordinated attack, the Zorathian forces overwhelmed Solaris defenses. Cloaked ships launched devastating orbital bombardments, raining fire down on cities and forests alike. The ground shook as robotic soldiers, towering and powerful, deployed on the planet's surface. They advanced like a wave of destruction, clearing the way for the Zorathian elite to take control. Elira was captured in the chaos. She fought bravely, but the Zorathian soldiers were too many and too powerful. As she was dragged away, she glanced back at her world, now burning in the distance. The people of Solaris had no way to fight back, they were powerless against the overwhelming force of the invaders. The galaxy, once a shining example of peace, was now on the brink of collapse. The human soldier emerges. Across the galaxy, on a far-flung human colony, a lone soldier watched the events unfold. His name was Captain Ethan Bonner. He was part of a covert operation known as the Reclamation Force, a group of soldiers from Earth tasked with rescuing those in need when no one else dared. Humanity, despite being dismissed as primitive by the rest of the galaxy, had earned a reputation for its resilience and ingenuity. As the Zorathian ships attacked Solaris, Bonner was watching the live feeds in his command center. The galaxy's most advanced military powers had failed to respond to the crisis, too afraid to intervene. They considered the Zorathians a force beyond anyone's reach. Even the Galactic Council, an organization meant to maintain peace, sat idly by. But not Bonner. He had been sent on countless missions where others had failed, and this would be no different. His mission was clear: rescue Elira. The human soldier knew he was an underdog in this fight. The Zorathians were far superior technologically, with weapons that could decimate entire fleets. Yet, Bonner had something the others lacked: human resolve. Where others saw weakness, Bonner saw an opportunity to change the course of the galaxy's future. He knew the stakes were higher than ever. As Bonner prepared for his mission, he gathered his team and equipped himself with the latest human-made technology: cloaking devices to hide his movements, AI-driven drones to scout the enemy, and advanced weaponry capable of disabling the Zorathians' defenses. Despite all the odds, Bonner was determined to succeed where everyone else had failed. He would not allow Solaris to fall, and he would not let the alien girls suffer at the hands of the Zorathians. Building tension and suspense. The viewer's attention is held by the growing tension. Back on Solaris, Elira's capture is a turning point for the entire planet. The once proud alien species is now enslaved, with their fate hanging in the balance. As the Zorathian forces prepare to transport Elira to their homeworld, their flagship looms ominously above, a symbol of their overwhelming power. Elira is confined to a cold, metallic cell, shackled and isolated. She is scared, confused, and disoriented by the rapid turn of events. Her people, who had once thrived, were now reduced to nothing more than prisoners of war. Yet, deep inside, Elira carries the hope that one day someone will come to her rescue. But as the days pass, that hope begins to fade. She no longer believes anyone will come, until a small flicker of light shines through the darkness. Meanwhile, on his own journey, Bonner moves swiftly through the galaxy's dangerous void, his ship cutting through the stars. The visuals are intense, sleek spacecraft, cutting-edge technology, and Bonner's solitary figure preparing for the most dangerous mission of his career. His mind races as he formulates a plan, every possible outcome running through his head. With each passing moment, the weight of the mission becomes heavier. In the final moments of the opening scene, Bonner's ship nears Solaris, the glowing planet now in sight. The music intensifies as he looks at the planet's once beautiful surface, now scarred by fire and destruction. Elira's fate is sealed unless he can make it in time. The camera focuses on Bonner's determined expression, his hand gripping the controls as he prepares for the most dangerous infiltration of his life. As the tension builds, the audience is left wondering, will the human soldier succeed, or will the galaxy's most advanced civilization prove to be too much for him? Visual storytelling. The visuals are designed to keep the audience on the edge of their seats. The peaceful landscapes of Solaris, once full of life, are now shown burning under the relentless assault of the Zorathian forces. The futuristic technology, like cloaking devices and robotic soldiers, is introduced in stunning detail, making it clear just how overwhelming the enemy is. The use of orbital bombardment in the opening scene sets the tone for the epic battle to come. In contrast, Bonner's ship is sleek, designed with the latest human tech. The camera captures the intricate details of his ship, highlighting the advanced cloaking system and the silent efficiency of his AI-driven drones. Bonner's preparations are methodical, showing a soldier who is ready for anything, even if the odds are stacked against him. The suspense grows as the music swells, matching the high stakes of the mission. The audience is left on tenterhooks, wondering how Bonner will fare against a force far superior to his own. The visual storytelling sets the stage for the explosive action to come, making sure the audience is fully invested in the outcome. After her capture, Elira, the alien girl, was taken to a high-tech prison located on the Zorathian flagship. The once beautiful prison planet, now under the full control of the Zorathians, was a place of steel and shadows. This prison was unlike any other in the galaxy, its walls were made of an unbreakable alloy, and its security systems were powered by AI-controlled sentries and elite alien warriors. The Zorathians had no intention of letting Elira escape, and they made sure she was held in the most secure cell possible. Her once proud people, the inhabitants of Solaris, had fallen into despair. The alien girl, despite her incredible strength and will, was helpless in her current situation. She had been shackled, with her limbs restrained by energy fields that no one could break. Her mind raced, but she was trapped. The once vibrant and peaceful world she called home was now in ruins, and the devastation was everywhere. The sky above her prison was dark and cold, a reflection of the hopelessness she felt. Solaris, a world once full of life and hope, was now just a memory of the past. As Elira lay on the cold, metallic floor of her prison cell, the hum of the AI-controlled sentries echoed through the facility. These machines were the ultimate soldiers, no emotion, no mercy, just cold, calculating obedience. They patrolled the prison halls endlessly, always watching, always waiting. Elira had seen them more than once. They were terrifying, with glowing red eyes that scanned the dark corridors, and their heavy footsteps resonated through the cold air like an unrelenting storm. They were programmed to ensure that no prisoner ever escaped. These machines were faster, stronger, and smarter than any soldier Elira had ever encountered, and there was no way to outrun them. In addition to the AI sentries, the Zorathians had their elite warriors stationed throughout the prison. These warriors were a terrifying sight. Tall and strong, they wore heavy armor that covered their entire bodies. Their faces were hidden behind visors, but their posture and movements were like those of a predator. They were trained to handle any situation, and they showed no mercy. Every time they entered her cell, their presence filled her with dread. She knew they had been given orders to break her spirit, to force her into submission. The worst of it was the torture. Every day, Elira was subjected to brutal interrogations. The Zorathians wanted to break her, to make her reveal the secrets of her people and their ancient power. But Elira held on to her resolve. Even as the torture became unbearable, she refused to speak. The pain was unimaginable, but it only made her spirit stronger. Her mind began to wander to thoughts of escape, of a time when she would no longer be trapped in this hellish place. But those thoughts were always crushed by the overwhelming force of her captivity. Despite the horrors she faced, Elira's heart burned with a single thought: she would not give up. She could feel something inside her stirring, a quiet power that was yet untapped. She had been born with a unique gift, a power passed down from her ancestors, but it had remained dormant for much of her life. Now, in the dark corners of her mind, she began to wonder if this power could be the key to her freedom. The Zorathians had no idea what they had truly captured, and Elira knew that if she could just awaken her latent abilities, she might have a chance to escape. However, Elira's thoughts of escape were not just dreams. They were constantly interrupted by the harsh reality of her situation. Her once proud world had been brought to its knees by the Zorathians, and the Galactic Council, the supposed guardians of peace and justice, did nothing to help. They had watched as Solaris was attacked, as her people were destroyed, and as Elira was taken captive. And yet, not a single word of protest came from the Council. The Council was made up of representatives from the galaxy's most powerful species, beings of unimaginable power who had the resources to fight back against the Zorathians. But the truth was, they were too afraid. The Zorathians had conquered entire systems and crushed any race that dared to resist. The Galactic Council believed that no one, not even humanity, could challenge the Zorathians' reign of terror. They saw Solaris and its people as insignificant, mere pawns in the greater scheme of things. They saw no need to intervene. Humanity, though, saw things differently. Bonner and his team knew the stakes, and they knew they had to act. But the Council's indifference had left them on their own, with little more than their courage and ingenuity to stand against a force that had conquered entire civilizations. The cries for help from Elira's people were ignored, just as humanity's pleas for assistance had been. Back in the prison, Elira's resolve grew stronger. She had seen the Council's silence, and she understood that if anyone was going to help, it would be up to her people and those who truly cared about justice. But even with the weight of her situation bearing down on her, she refused to surrender. The more they tortured her, the more determined she became. In the darkest moments, Elira began to feel something stirring deep within her, something that had been dormant for too long. The ancient power of her people, the very thing the Zorathians sought to control, began to awaken. Her thoughts of escape no longer felt impossible. She began to piece together the fragments of her people's lost history, and in the quietest moments of her confinement, she felt a strange connection to the land of Solaris, her home, her world, calling to her. It was as if the planet itself was giving her strength. Her hope, though fragile, was beginning to grow. Every small spark of her inner strength fueled her resolve. Elira had not given up yet. And deep down, she knew that someone, somewhere, would come to rescue her. That hope was all she had left. The suspense builds as the girl's tortured existence is shown in more detail. Her desire for freedom grows stronger, and the feeling that help is coming begins to take root. As her power awakens, the audience feels a glimmer of hope, even in the face of such overwhelming odds. Elira may be trapped, but she is not as helpless as she seems. And the Zorathians, for all their strength, have no idea what they are truly up against. The story shifts to Earth, where Bonner, a seasoned human soldier, receives a secret and urgent mission from Earth's High Command. The message is clear: infiltrate the alien world, break into the Zorathian fortress, and rescue the captured alien girl, Elira. It's a mission that no one else has dared to take on, and time is running out. Elira's people, the Solaris, are counting on her survival. For Bonner, this mission is personal. He knows the stakes, and he understands the risk. Bonner is no ordinary soldier. He is part of a special human task force, highly trained in combat, tactics, and the use of advanced human-made technology. His team is often tasked with covert operations that no one else can handle, and this mission is the most dangerous one yet. Bonner knows that the Zorathians are ruthless, but what they don't know is that humanity has its own hidden strengths. The odds may be stacked against him, but he is ready. The camera zooms in as Bonner prepares for the mission in his high-tech operations room, donning specialized combat gear. He checks his weapons, including a compact energy pistol and a series of advanced gadgets designed specifically for this mission. He pulls out his cloaking device, a sleek piece of technology that allows him to become nearly invisible to the naked eye. It is a perfect match for a stealth mission. As Bonner straps it to his belt, he mentally prepares for the dangers ahead. He won't just be fighting for Elira's freedom, he'll be fighting for humanity's survival as well. Next, Bonner activates his advanced AI interface, a personal assistant built into his gear that guides him through the mission. The AI, which he calls Echo, is a highly advanced system capable of analyzing threats, predicting enemy movements, and providing real-time data on his surroundings. Echo is more than just a tool, it's a partner that has helped Bonner through many dangerous operations. Together, they make an unstoppable team. Bonner receives his mission parameters: infiltrate the Zorathian fortress, avoid detection, and extract Elira before the Zorathians can break her. The success of this mission could change the balance of power in the galaxy. The stakes have never been higher. Bonner knows the mission won't be easy. The Zorathians' high-security compound is filled with state-of-the-art defenses, and their AI-controlled sentries are always on the lookout for intruders. The fortress is surrounded by a heavily fortified perimeter, and the sky is filled with Zorathian ships, constantly patrolling the area. Any mistake could be fatal. But Bonner's plan is to use stealth and speed to his advantage. He'll avoid detection, move quickly, and get in and out before the Zorathians even know what hit them. His mind races as he formulates the plan, analyzing every possible outcome. Bonner's journey begins as he boards a stealth transport ship, a sleek, fast vessel capable of evading detection by Zorathian sensors. The ship is equipped with advanced cloaking technology, allowing it to blend in with the stars and avoid radar scans. The ride is silent, and Bonner can feel the weight of the mission on his shoulders. As the transport approaches the alien planet, he activates the cloaking device, rendering the ship invisible to all external sensors. He moves through the galaxy like a shadow, unseen and undetected. As the transport nears the planet, Bonner encounters his first obstacle. The Zorathians have a sophisticated planetary defense system, and the area surrounding their fortress is heavily monitored. He narrowly avoids detection as he slips past one of their patrols, a fleet of Zorathian ships scanning the area with their advanced sensors. The tension rises as Bonner holds his breath, waiting for the patrol to pass. The slightest mistake could reveal his presence, but his heart pounds with determination. He knows what's at stake. The transport shakes as it enters the planet's atmosphere, and Bonner prepares for the next phase of his mission. Once on the planet's surface, Bonner uses his cloaking device to stay hidden from the Zorathian forces. The fortress looms ahead, its towering structure made of dark metal, with its perimeter guarded by fierce alien warriors and AI sentries. The walls are nearly impenetrable, and the entrance is heavily guarded. But Bonner has a plan. He moves quickly, staying in the shadows, and begins to scale the fortress wall. His suit's advanced technology helps him to climb quickly and silently, his footsteps barely making a sound. Inside the fortress, Bonner navigates a maze of dark corridors, using his AI interface to guide him toward Elira's location. He knows he has little time. The longer he stays, the higher the risk of detection. As he moves deeper into the fortress, he encounters more obstacles: automated security systems that scan for any signs of life, armed patrols of Zorathian warriors, and AI-controlled sentries that are programmed to spot intruders. Bonner has to think fast, relying on his training and instincts to avoid detection. His heart races as he narrowly avoids a patrol of Zorathian warriors, their footsteps echoing just around the corner. He holds his breath, waiting for them to pass, then continues moving silently through the shadows. As he nears Elira's cell, Bonner encounters a final obstacle, a massive Zorathian warrior, standing guard outside the prison. The warrior is armed with a heavy energy rifle, and it scans the area with its glowing red eyes. Bonner knows this is his most dangerous moment. He uses his cloaking device to move even closer, but the warrior is sharp. The tension mounts as Bonner slowly inches forward, praying the device will keep him hidden. He can feel his pulse pounding in his ears as the warrior gets closer. Finally, just as the warrior is about to turn, Bonner strikes. With a swift move, he takes out the Zorathian warrior silently, knocking it unconscious without alerting anyone. He breathes a sigh of relief but knows he's not out of danger yet. As he reaches Elira's cell, he prepares to break her out, but the suspense is thick. Will he be able to get her out of the fortress in time? Can he avoid the Zorathians' deadly traps? The mission is far from over, and the next phase could be the most dangerous yet. The audience is on the edge of their seats, wondering if Bonner will succeed. Each moment is filled with tension, and viewers are left uncertain about what will happen next. The odds are against him, but Bonner's determination is unwavering. The suspense is at its peak. Will he rescue Elira, or will the Zorathians prove to be too much for him? Bonner's mission has reached its most critical point. The tension is palpable as he carefully makes his way through the heart of the Zorathian fortress. Every step feels like a countdown to disaster, and the stakes are higher than ever. Using the advanced technology at his disposal, Bonner starts to breach the fortress's defenses. His first move is to disable the outer security system. With a few quick keystrokes on his wrist console, he hacks into the fortress's central security network. The AI-controlled sentries that patrol the halls suddenly stop their movements, frozen in place by Bonner's intervention. His cloaking device ensures that no one notices him, and he silently moves through the dark corridors, guided only by the faint light from his AI interface. The silence inside the fortress is eerie. It's a stark contrast to the chaos of the outside world, where the Zorathian forces relentlessly patrol the skies. But inside, Bonner's every move must be calculated, as the fortress is filled with high-tech surveillance systems and automated drones that scan for any irregularities. The air is thick with tension as Bonner moves deeper into the heart of enemy territory. The visuals are intense, close calls with security drones that buzz by just inches away, the high-pitched hum of AI systems analyzing the environment, and Bonner's heart racing as he keeps to the shadows, always on the lookout for any sign of danger. As he navigates the fortress, Bonner's mind is focused. His mission is clear, but he knows that getting in is only half the battle. Getting out with Elira is another challenge altogether. The complex is a labyrinth of twisting corridors, heavily guarded doors, and numerous barriers designed to keep intruders out. But Bonner's tech is up to the task. He uses a small device to disable the motion sensors and deactivate the alarm system for a few seconds, just long enough for him to pass undetected. Every second counts, and Bonner can't afford to make a mistake. Finally, after what feels like an eternity of sneaking through the dark corridors, Bonner arrives at the prison block where Elira is being held. The cell is unlike anything he's seen before. It's cold, sterile, and suffused with a harsh, neon glow that casts long shadows on the walls. The walls are made of a shiny, high-tech material, designed to be indestructible. The air is thick with the hum of security systems, and Bonner can see a row of automated drones patrolling the area. The atmosphere is oppressive, like a tomb. At last, he reaches the cell where Elira is imprisoned. Through the transparent, reinforced walls, he sees her sitting in the corner, her eyes closed, deep in thought. She's weary, clearly exhausted from her time in captivity. For a moment, Bonner hesitates. He knows how dangerous it is to let his guard down now, but he can't help but feel a flicker of hope. He's come this far. He's only a few steps away from rescuing her. Bonner activates his cloaking device once more and approaches the cell, making sure to stay in the shadows. He carefully inspects the control panel next to the door, inputting a series of commands into his wrist console. The door slides open with a soft hiss. Bonner steps inside, his movements calculated, his weapon ready in case things go wrong. As the door opens, Elira looks up sharply. Her eyes, full of fear and uncertainty, lock onto Bonner's form. She doesn't move, watching him closely, unsure of what to make of this sudden appearance. Bonner holds up his hands, signaling that he means no harm. "I'm here to help you," he says quietly, his voice steady despite the situation. Elira's expression is one of suspicion. She's been betrayed before, tricked into trusting her captors, only to be hurt again. Her people's history with the Zorathians is filled with deceit, and she has no reason to believe that Bonner is any different. "Who are you?" she demands, her voice tinged with distrust. "Are you another trap? Another one of their tricks?" Bonner is ready for her suspicion. He doesn't take offense, after all, she's been through unimaginable horrors. He steps closer, his tone sincere. "I'm human. I'm here to get you out. I'm not one of them." He pauses, letting the words sink in. "The galaxy may have abandoned you, but I won't. I'm taking you home." For a moment, Elira says nothing, still unsure. But then, something shifts in her eyes. It's a subtle change, a flicker of hope behind the wariness. She rises slowly from the floor, her limbs stiff from the long confinement. "Why?" she asks, her voice softening just a little. "Why would you risk your life for someone like me?" Bonner looks her directly in the eyes, his answer simple yet powerful. "Because we're all in this together. Humanity and the Solaris, we're fighting the same enemy. I've come to save you because that's what humans do. We fight for those who can't fight for themselves." Elira stands up straighter now, the weight of her despair lifting, if only slightly. She studies Bonner for a moment longer, then nods, her voice barely above a whisper. "Then let's go." The moment is powerful, charged with the intensity of their shared understanding. The tension between them evaporates, replaced by a fragile trust. Bonner offers a hand, and Elira hesitates only for a moment before taking it. The connection between them, though brief, is real, a bond forged by shared danger and the promise of freedom. The visuals in this moment are breathtaking. The glowing neon walls of the prison cell, the soft hum of the security systems, and the quiet exchange of trust between the two characters. The air feels electric, as if the very room is holding its breath. Outside, the fortress is still crawling with enemy forces, and Bonner knows their time is running out. Every second they linger here is a risk, but they've made it this far. Together, they step towards the exit, ready to face the next wave of dangers, knowing that their escape will not be easy. The suspense builds as they move through the dark corridors once again, this time not as enemies, but as allies fighting for their survival. Will they make it out alive? The danger is far from over, and the stakes have never been higher. As Bonner and Elira make their way through the dark, winding corridors of the Zorathian fortress, their brief moment of peace is shattered. Bonner moves with purpose, but Elira can't shake the feeling that they're being watched. Her instincts, honed over years of survival, tell her that something is about to go wrong. She looks over her shoulder nervously, but Bonner reassures her, his voice calm and steady. "We're almost there. Stay close." However, as they approach the exit, the quiet is broken by the sound of mechanical whirring. Bonner's eyes widen as the security system alerts him to the presence of multiple alien soldiers moving rapidly in their direction. His heart races. The aliens have caught wind of their escape. The silence of their successful infiltration has come to an abrupt end. The moment they're spotted, the fortress erupts into chaos. The high-tech security systems sound the alarm, and Bonner hears the rapid footsteps of the Zorathian elite soldiers, heavily armed and quick to respond. The red emergency lights flash, casting an eerie glow as Bonner quickly grabs Elira's arm and pulls her into a nearby maintenance tunnel. "We need to move fast," he urges her, his voice sharp with urgency. The chase begins. The aliens are relentless, but Bonner's knowledge of the terrain gives him an edge. He's not just fighting against superior technology, he's fighting against an entire alien army bent on stopping him. But Bonner is no ordinary soldier, he's human. He's resourceful, quick-witted, and willing to risk everything to ensure Elira's escape. The environment becomes his ally as he leads Elira through a maze of corridors and tunnels, using his cloaking device to stay hidden from the enemy's scanners. As Bonner and Elira make their way deeper into the fortress, the sound of pursuing soldiers grows louder. The walls are thick, but the pounding footsteps of the alien soldiers are unmistakable. The stakes are higher than ever. Every corner is a potential trap. Bonner takes a sharp turn into a maintenance room, slamming the door behind them just as a group of alien soldiers rounds the corner. He quickly activates his cloaking device, disappearing from sight. The soldiers pass by, none the wiser. But their luck doesn't last long. The aliens begin to deploy drones, small, agile machines designed to hunt down intruders. The drones buzz around, scanning the hallways, their sensors picking up any sign of movement. Bonner knows they can't stay hidden forever. The tension is unbearable as the drones get closer, their humming growing louder by the second. Bonner motions for Elira to follow him as he races toward another ventilation shaft. They climb through the shaft just as a drone scans the room. The two of them move quickly, barely avoiding detection. Sweat drips down Bonner's face as he pushes forward, heart pounding. Every step is a gamble. They're close to the exit, but the Zorathian forces are closing in fast. In the midst of this chaos, the Zorathian leader, a cold and calculating figure known as Supreme Commander Call, watches the unfolding events from his control room. He is furious. A human soldier infiltrating his fortress and freeing a captive is a threat to his authority. The galaxy has long been under the rule of the Zorathians, and they will not let one human challenge their dominance. Call makes a decisive move. His voice is icy as he orders a full-scale response. "Deploy the robotic army," he commands. "Leave no one alive." Within moments, the sound of heavy machinery fills the air as massive robotic soldiers are deployed throughout the fortress. These robotic soldiers are far more advanced than the standard Zorathian warriors. They're equipped with devastating weaponry, fast-moving armor, and enhanced AI that allows them to track and neutralize any threats. They are the perfect weapon to hunt down intruders. Bonner knows that things just went from bad to worse. The walls of the fortress seem to close in around him as the robotic soldiers move in, relentless in their pursuit. The sound of their heavy footsteps echoes through the halls, a constant reminder that they're not alone. The stakes are now impossibly high. Bonner and Elira are no longer just trying to escape, they're fighting for their lives. As the robotic soldiers close in, Bonner begins to think quickly. He needs to use everything at his disposal to survive. He activates his cloaking device again, disappearing from view as the robots scan the area. The sleek, silent machines move past him, but Bonner can't afford to relax. He needs to lead them away from Elira. He draws his weapon, a high-powered plasma rifle, and takes aim at a nearby control panel. With a quick burst, he disables the security doors ahead of them, creating a temporary diversion. The robots hesitate for a split second, then continue their pursuit, but now they're following the wrong trail. Bonner seizes the opportunity to lead Elira down another path, further into the heart of the fortress. He uses his environment, creating obstacles for the robots by triggering explosions in nearby rooms, setting off fire alarms, and blocking doorways. Every move is calculated, every action taken with the goal of buying them more time. However, Bonner's luck is running thin. The robotic army is vast and powerful, and even Bonner's best efforts can't slow them down for long. The fortress seems endless, and the only way out is through the heavily guarded exit. Bonner realizes they'll need to make a final stand if they have any hope of surviving. His thoughts are interrupted as Elira speaks up. "We're almost there, aren't we?" Her voice is tinged with hope, but Bonner can see the fear in her eyes. The tension is overwhelming. Bonner looks at her, determination hardening in his gaze. "We're getting out of here, Elira. No matter what it takes." As they approach the final checkpoint, Bonner can hear the sounds of the Zorathian forces closing in. The robotic soldiers are relentless, and the fate of their escape hangs by a thread. The only thing standing between them and freedom is a desperate final push, and Bonner is ready to do whatever it takes to make sure they succeed. The chase is on, and every second counts. The air is thick with tension as Bonner and Elira race toward the final exit, their steps echoing in the metallic corridors of the fortress. They're close, so close to freedom, but they can hear the pounding footsteps of the Zorathian forces closing in behind them. The robotic soldiers are relentless, and the Zorathian elite warriors aren't far behind. Bonner knows there's only one way out now, a brutal showdown. The moment they reach the last checkpoint, the walls of the corridor suddenly slam shut, trapping them inside. Bonner's heart races. They've been cornered. The hum of the fortress's automated defenses echoes through the hallway, and Bonner knows that the fight for their lives has only just begun. "Stay close, Elira," he whispers urgently. "I've got this." Before Elira can respond, the first wave of alien soldiers bursts into the hallway. The Zorathian warriors, tall and imposing, with glowing red eyes and lethal weapons, storm toward them. These aren't just any soldiers, they're the best of the best, equipped with energy shields and advanced combat skills. Bonner can hear the metallic clanking of their footsteps as they march toward him, ready to engage. Without hesitation, Bonner leaps into action. His advanced human-made power armor activates with a low hum, enhancing his strength and speed. He draws his plasma sword, its blade glowing with an intense blue light, ready for the battle ahead. The aliens hesitate for only a moment, their eyes narrowing as they prepare to charge. The first alien warrior lunges at Bonner with incredible speed, but Bonner is ready. With a swift move, he parries the warrior's strike and counters with a devastating blow. The plasma sword slices through the air, cutting through the alien's armor with ease. The warrior collapses to the ground, his body smoking and twitching. But there's no time to celebrate. The rest of the alien soldiers press forward, undeterred. Bonner fights with everything he has. His fists collide with alien faces, his feet kicking out to knock away enemies, and his sword cuts through the air in a deadly dance. Every move is calculated, every punch aimed with precision. The power armor's enhanced strength makes him a force to be reckoned with, but the aliens are numerous and well-trained. One Zorathian warrior grabs Bonner by the arm, attempting to overpower him with brute strength. The soldier grits his teeth and uses his resourcefulness to break free. With a sudden, unexpected twist, Bonner slams his knee into the alien's chest, knocking the wind out of him. He follows up with an elbow to the face, sending the warrior crashing to the ground. But the battle is far from over. The Zorathians keep coming, wave after wave. Meanwhile, Elira watches from the side, her heart pounding in her chest. She knows Bonner is fighting for both of their lives, but she can't just stand there. She sees an opening, a Zorathian soldier distracted by Bonner's movements, and she takes it. With surprising speed, Elira grabs a discarded alien weapon from the ground and shoots it at the enemy. The blast takes out one of the soldiers, giving Bonner the breathing room he desperately needs. "Nice shot," Bonner says through gritted teeth, as he slices through another alien soldier's shield. "Just trying to help," Elira replies, her voice filled with determination. She looks at him, her gaze intense. "What now?" Bonner's response is simple but firm, "We fight until we're free." Just as Bonner takes another swing at an advancing warrior, a huge alien commander steps forward. This one is unlike the others, towering and massive, with thick, impenetrable armor and twin energy blades. His eyes burn with fury as he approaches Bonner, clearly believing that he can end this fight once and for all. "Foolish human," the alien commander growls. "You cannot defeat us." Bonner doesn't answer. Instead, he focuses all of his energy on the commander, knowing this battle will be the turning point. With a roar, the commander charges, swinging his blades in a deadly arc. Bonner narrowly dodges the strike, feeling the heat of the energy blades buzz by him. The commander's speed is astonishing, but Bonner's training and power armor give him the edge. He counters with a series of swift punches and kicks, each blow pushing the alien back. The fight between Bonner and the alien commander is a brutal one, a battle of strength versus strategy. The commander's strikes are heavy, designed to overpower, but Bonner uses his agility and speed to stay one step ahead. Every punch, every dodge, is a calculated move to wear the commander down. Sweat pours down Bonner's face as he pushes his limits, fighting not just for survival, but for Elira's freedom. Finally, after a tense back and forth, Bonner sees his opening. The commander's energy blades falter for a split second, and Bonner uses his final move, a quick, powerful thrust of his plasma sword. It slices through the commander's chest armor, piercing deep into his heart. The alien commander lets out a final, guttural roar before collapsing, defeated. Breathing heavily, Bonner stands over the fallen commander, his chest rising and falling with every breath. The immediate threat has been eliminated, but the danger is far from over. The fortress is still crawling with alien soldiers, and their escape is not yet secured. "Let's go, Elira," Bonner says, his voice steady but urgent. Elira nods, her eyes filled with gratitude and a flicker of hope. She knows that this battle isn't over yet, but they've just taken the most crucial step toward freedom. Together, they make their way through the remaining alien forces, Bonner cutting a path forward, Elira supporting him with quick shots from her alien weapon. As they reach the final exit, Bonner looks at Elira. "We're not done yet. But we're getting out of here. Together." With one last push, they break through the fortress doors, stepping into the vast open space beyond. The night sky is clear, and for the first time in a long while, Elira can see the stars shining brightly overhead. They've made it. For now, they are free. The final showdown may be over, but the war for their survival has only just begun. As the dust settles, the sound of distant explosions and collapsing structures fades into silence. Bonner and Elira stand together, looking out at the ruinous alien facility they've just escaped. The once imposing structure now lies in ruins, a reminder of the battle they fought and won. The night sky is clear, a sharp contrast to the chaos that just unfolded. Bonner can feel the weight of their victory, but the road ahead is still uncertain. His breathing slows, and he turns to face Elira, who stands beside him, her expression one of gratitude, relief, and new understanding. Elira's eyes meet Bonner's, filled with a deep appreciation that goes beyond words. "You saved me," she says quietly, her voice steady but tinged with emotion. "I never believed anyone could do it. I thought my people were doomed." Bonner offers a tired but genuine smile. "You weren't alone. You never were. And neither are we. You don't have to face this fight by yourself anymore." He looks out at the horizon, his thoughts drifting to the future. "We've all got something to fight for now." For Elira, Bonner's words have a weight that goes beyond their immediate situation. She had always seen humans as primitive, weak, and far beneath the level of the advanced alien civilizations that had ruled the galaxy for centuries. But after witnessing Bonner's determination, bravery, and the raw power of humanity's spirit, she now sees things differently. She understands that humanity's true strength doesn't lie in their tech alone but in their will to survive, their ability to keep fighting even when the odds seem insurmountable. The once captive alien princess now stands on equal ground with the human soldier. In that moment, a bond is forged between them, stronger than any chain that could have held her captive. She extends her hand to Bonner, a silent offer of alliance and cooperation. You've shown me what humanity is capable of, she says. I will help you rebuild. We can make this galaxy a better place. Together. Bonner accepts her hand firmly, knowing that this moment is more than just a personal victory. It's the beginning of something much larger, something that could change the galaxy forever. He nods, understanding the gravity of what she's offering. Thank you, Elira. This is just the beginning. There's a lot of work ahead, but I believe we can do it. The two stand there for a moment, sharing a quiet understanding of the challenges they will face. But there's also a shared hope, a glimmer of possibility that hadn't existed before. Humanity's fight was never just about survival, it was about standing up for what's right, no matter the odds. And now, Elira knows that humanity's resilience is something the entire galaxy will need to reckon with. As they prepare to leave the wreckage of the alien facility, Bonner pulls out a small communication device and activates it. Earth Command, this is Bonner. Mission complete. Requesting extraction. His voice is calm, but beneath the surface, there's a sense of pride. His mission was a success, but this victory is bigger than just saving one person. It's about sending a message to the galaxy that humans will no longer be pushed around. The message is clear: humans, once thought weak and insignificant, are capable of great things when they fight for what's right. Their strength lies in their hearts, their unity, and their will to overcome any obstacle. This victory is just the first step toward a new chapter in the galaxy, one where humanity will play a key role, not as the underdog, but as an equal. As Bonner and Elira board the ship that will take them to safety, they both look forward to the future. The road ahead is uncertain, but it's no longer the road of a single species. Humanity has proven itself not just through its technology or military might, but through the strength of its spirit. They've won this battle, but more are sure to come. The question now is how they will use their newfound power. Where do we go from here? Elira asks as they sit in the ship, heading toward the stars. Bonner looks out at the endless expanse of space. We make sure this galaxy is never the same again. Together. We'll form alliances, rebuild what's been broken, and show everyone that humans are more than just survivors. We're fighters. And we stand for something bigger than ourselves. The stars ahead of them are brighter than ever before, a symbol of the hope that now stretches across the galaxy. The alliance between Bonner and Elira is more than just a momentary partnership, it's the start of a new era. One where different species can come together, where the underdog can rise up and challenge the old powers, and where humanity's resilience and ingenuity will be recognized as the true force that will change the galaxy forever. As the ship sails into the darkness of space, the viewer is left with a final message, that humanity's true strength is not in their technology or their weapons, but in their hearts. And with that strength, they will rise, united, to challenge any force that seeks to oppress or destroy. This victory is just the beginning of a much larger fight, a fight that will shape the future of the galaxy for generations to come. The story ends with hope, a sense of accomplishment, and the promise that no matter how powerful the enemies may be, humanity's spirit will never be broken. The galaxy, once a place where humanity was dismissed as weak and insignificant, now sees the truth: humans are a force to be reckoned with. And this is only the beginning.